It's the Odd Drunk Podcast, a very strange podcast, the drunkest show in the world. It's Jackson and Colton talking out of their ass. We don't care as long as drinks are poured. Sometimes we have our friends here. We will talk about anything. We don't care as long as we have beer. And if you let that whiskey ring. The Odd Drunk Podcast.
Welcome back to the Odd Drunk Podcast, y'all. Y'all. We about to...
I say y'all a lot more than I did when I was growing up.
I think we all say y'all a lot more in this day and age. Anyway, we are back once again.
Yes.
Infrequently enough, but I will say I think we've been kicking. I think we've been kicking this year off with a bit of a bang and not a whimper. Well, actually, many whimpers because we're doing our Dark Souls streams.
Every time the player character gets hit, it's a whimper.
Don't you mean every time Colton gets hit?
Yes.
But we've started our first streaming series. I'm guiding Colton through his first play through a Dark Souls, and we'll be getting back to that real soon because I can't wait. And did our first little short. It seemed to do pretty well. We'll see if that brings any traffic this way. I still got to get access to actual Odd Drunk Pod TikTok, just on my own, and then and
I gotta find
YouTube.
I gotta find
YouTube
the
as well.
for
Yeah,
YouTube.
So going forward, you're gonna see plenty of shorts of the Dark Souls stream and whatever else we do streaming because we're gonna do whatever. You're gonna be seeing lots of shorts because that's something really easy I can wake up, and that's people have short attention spans, and that's what does well, and it's easy. So great. Laziness is rewarded for once. Well, we're not going to just AI video it though, but so yeah, expect that, and then also long form, basically just videos of the stream, but a little bit more broken up, obviously, where it makes sense. I think it used to be called Let's Plays circa 2013, the year of our Lord, but
yes
yeah, before
the heydays of Minecraft Let's Plays, and
now Markiplier is directing indie horror movies, and that's cool. And like Chris Stuckman did Let Her Back, or I forget what it's called, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either of them.
Back in the days when I could just watch a Let's Play of a Telltale game instead of playing it.
Yeah, and you can look at the different, because they'll always do the different choices down the line, so you could look at the ones you want to do, and then you have the Telltale game. You have the game.
Yeah.
Just with something you can mute it, and just then it's like you're playing.
Exactly.
You just switch to the video that makes the other choice.
Just hold a controller in your hand.
Yeah. Well, just like what my girlfriend was doing during our Resident Evil playthrough. Well, she did play. She played a lot, but there was one point where she missed a part because she had to go take care of something, and she's like, "Well, you can play. It's an action part, so I don't think because I was just grinding as Leon." Getting credits.
That is what Leon would do.
Yes, he would.
Grinding.
But it so happened to be where I ended up going to the area, and I'm going to talk about that a lot, but I ended up recording footage for her viewing, just through PlayStation's own screen share thing. And I was like, okay, now you just watch this and pretend you're playing right now. Just hold the controller and you'll get all the. Don't worry, I got all the good jump scares, all the good little moments, the lore. I got it all. So
I love
it. It's gonna be like, but anyways, before I get into that game, and just because once I get started on that train, it's not gonna stop.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're doing well, I guess I don't know if they're still Telltale games or what happened to them because they like had a thing where they shut down and came back or something like that years ago.
We are recording, right?
We are, yeah.
Okay, my
anxiety. They're doing a Wolf Among Us 2 finally, I guess.
Oh yeah. Isn't it a different developer or like some of the same people?
I think it's like the same people. It's weird because it's like Telltale games like shut down but came back, but it's not the same studio anymore or something like that. I don't know how that works, but yeah.
Right. And then High Guard came out within the time frame of us recording our last episode and basically imploded on itself, much like Concord.
Not quite as bad. Concord was 14 days. This was like 42, 43 days, something like that.
Okay, maybe we did record during that, but still.
in between when the Game of the Year awards happened, and now.
Yeah. And
less than a month and a half.
And then another one came out. Not Watch Dogs, like Marathon. Something.
Oh yeah, Marathon.
What was the other one?
Marathon's the Bungie. Is making.
And I heard it's actually good, but it's almost a little too niche and hardcore, and like just not enough people are buying it and getting into it. Obviously,
I've heard that, and also some of the players are annoyed because Bungie is saying because they're doing seasons like Fortnite, and Bungie is going at the end of each season, all of your progress will be wiped. So everyone's starting fresh, and that's pissing off a lot of people because they're like, "What the fuck is the point?"
Let's be honest. Yeah, Rivals worked as a hero shooter, obviously, because it's the Marvel IP, and, you know, you can milk all the different costumes from both comic books and movies, blah, 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 and people are going to buy into that. And yeah, it's got good, flashy gameplay, cool art style. That's a hero shooter that worked after Overwatch and after Team Fortress to that extent. Yeah. But also, that's also because it's Marvel, so that's another part of it. Another part of it is everyone's chasing that dragon, trying to get their infinite, money-making Fortnite-style game, whether it's Fortnite style or like Siege, Counter-Strike, or something like that. Everyone's chasing that dragon, and it's making gaming in general worse.
Yeah,
but it's also making the standout games and the games that were, like Crimson Desert coming out and Resident Evil 9, it props them up even more because it's like we have all this live service garbage. Then Capcom, our ex studio, releases monumental single player game.
Yeah.
So, and single player is coming back full force.
And man, Capcom has been on a fucking roll.
With their releases, with all the remakes and just
remakes.
Everything.
As a guy with a Nintendo Switch,
Dragon's Dogma.
Capcom has been killing it with their ports to that.
Oh yeah,
because they actually give a shit and aren't just half-assing these ports.
Yeah, I will say I stopped playing Dragon's Dogma. The frames on base PS5 was a little rough.
Yeah,
so that took me out of it.
I heard the performance in general that was rough. I heard it was good,
however. And like I said before, I don't want to get on the Resident Evil train quite yet. Yes, there's the residents here are evil, but it runs significantly. But it runs as I would expect a console game to run.
Yeah,
like I don't have an FPS counter on the PS5, but I know my frames. I can feel it, and I'm feeling 40, 45 frames per second, quality mode locked on PS5.
Yeah.
Now, not quality ray tracing mode. Like my girlfriend walked in front of a mirror as player character Grace, and first person, of course, and no reflection. She was like, "Oh, what's up with that?" And I was like, "My PS5 can't process that." That's basically. Well, no. First, I said she's a vampire. Whoa, it's revealed she's a vampire. She's like, really? And I was like, no, it's just my PS5 can't do it.
Also, reflections are completely unnecessary.
No, I've been as immersed in this game as anything else.
Yeah.
Well, really, as the previous Resident Evil releases. But anyways, I don't want to get started on that quite yet. But running 45 frames per second. And, you know, I heard Crimson Desert will run that well on base PS5 even.
Nice, yeah.
And so I plan on getting that game on PC just because, well, for one, I want to push it to its limit and push my PC to its limit. And also, it doesn't really sound like it's that hard to run.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I get it on PC and with my ultra wide and, you know, and also so the fact that so I can just melt into my chair for hours and hours and hours and not be taking anyone's TV time.
Yeah.
So, you know, or without going.
That's why I could like go the Steam Deck and the Switch is because my wife can be watching TV and I can. I can melt into my chair at my desk on the monitor, or I can melt into the recliner next to her.
Well, also, I have casual hopes that not only Resident Evil 9 will run well on the Steam Deck because 4 did. Resident Evil Village does. So why wouldn't basically the same engine and same kind of gameplay not run good?
They got it running on the Switch too. They can get it running on the Steam Deck.
Yes.
I've not played it on the Switch too. I've heard it's decent. I've heard it's a good port.
Yeah.
Like Capcom actually.
You know what? Let's just get into the Resident Evil 9 train. Well, actually, before I get into that, say what you gotta say. But
I don't know.
Oh. No, I'm not getting into it yet. Slowing down.
I'm trying to think of
other things.
I've been playing Fallout 4 on the Switch too.
How's it running?
It runs good.
Like good actually,
as in 60 FPS.
Nice.
So what they did is they have. No, it's not a perfect port. They could have had gyro and mouse controls. It's not too late for them to patch that in, but that would have been nice. But it runs well. They have 3 modes you can play it on. So there's 30 FPS quality mode.
Okay.
Which is basically on par with any other console graphically.
Which honestly, for Bethesda titles, I think
fine.
30 is completely suitable.
It's fine. Yeah.
Especially if it's just lock 30 and you get the visual quality.
Yeah.
But,
and then they have a 60 FPS mode, which does actually mostly hold 60 FPS. It doesn't look bad. The trailers made it look worse than it actually. People were surprised the trailers came out. They were like, "Oh, that looks like crap." It actually came out, and then everyone's like, textures. "Oh, they actually made it. They made it better." In between when they made the trailer and the release, they actually.
Wait, you mean the frames or the actual visual quality?
Both. It just overall looks better and feels better than the trailer made people.
Well, there's some DLSS in there.
Well, not currently.
Well, oh, really?
Bethesda said they're going to patch some DLSS support into it. But at launch, there's no DLSS. The resolution on the 60 FPS mode on some of the textures is, I say noticeably, if you're not, it's Fallout 4, it's a 11-year-old game.
You don't play Fallout games
you're probably not looking for that. But if
you don't play Fallout,
but if you are looking for it, you would notice it. The thing that I notice is the draw distance is not as good in 60 FPS mode. Obviously, 90% of the time that does not matter.
No.
But occasionally I was trying to snipe some super mutants, and it was a little annoying. And then there is a third option. There is a 40 FPS mode that's in between the two. But the catch on that is that you have to be using a monitor that has 120 hertz at least. So if you're playing,
that makes sense.
If you're playing in handheld mode, it works. My monitor is not a 120 hertz monitor, so I don't have that option if I'm docked.
Don't age yourself like that.
It was a $20 25-inch Roku TV.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not aging myself. I'm letting everyone know that how cheap I am.
That's fair. Well, you've never been, as long as I've known you, as a friend and as a gamer, you've never been like the, oh, it has to, be ultra settings kind of guy. And I respect that. You just like to play games.
I played Skyrim on an LCD TV with the wrong aspect ratio on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, that's the way God. That's the way
God intended. I think I've said it on the podcast. I played it the first 30 hours of gameplay. Aspect ratio was wrong. I did not know there was a compass at the top of the screen.
Oh yeah.
I was playing like Morrowind style, like actually trying to look at my map and figure out where the fuck I'm going.
Yeah,
and then
not by choice.
Not by choice, no. Because I thought that's just how the game worked. And then I proceeded. High school Colton got the shittiest laptop, and was really excited about modding Skyrim, despite the fact that if I could get over 20 FPS on that laptop, right, that was considered good for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
No, don't. I mean, I've been playing it on the 60 FPS mode because I do like 60 FPS when I can get it.
I always prefer frames when I can get it.
And on Fallout 4,
however,
who gives a shit about the graphics?
However,
it's
quality
good.
mode.
I'm having a good time with it.
Quality mode locked around 40 on console is more than suitable in my opinion.
That's not
especially
bad.
Single player.
Yeah.
Single player, because you're not competing. But now, going to your experience with Skyrim, my experience with Skyrim was similar, as in, I remember tweaking my aspect ratio, and I eventually found the right one. But I played.
You were playing on PlayStation 3 originally.
Which worst.
Not getting into PlayStation versus Xbox, but when it comes to Skyrim, that is known to be the worst version of Skyrim.
Oh yeah, I played the worst version. Had the most crashes. I remember mammoths just falling out of the sky. All that, horses clipping on a wagon and just going berserk.
Yeah,
I had the bee glitch. glitch.
Oh, I know the bee glitch. Yeah,
I had it. An opening sequence that completely destroyed my immersion, but I still played like 12 hours straight. Nice. I was just like, wow, what a magical, whimsical world we're in. That was my lore explanation.
What was your first character you made in Skyrim? I don't think I've ever asked.
He was a Nord. He was a Nord. Very basic.
Same. I remember my first character. He was a Nord. His name was Prisoner. Because I hit the wrong button and then was like, I don't want to watch that cutscene again. And he was I tried to make him look like Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones had just came out.
Right. Well,
so I was watching that. So he was a blonde.
Well, Skyrim was almost a Game of Thrones game.
Yeah.
But maybe. But anyway, yeah, I had a PS3 version. And maybe I'm misremembering, but I swear I played it on a CRTV before. What was that, my place or my uncle's?
We had one of those. It was one of those early LCD TVs when they were like massive, like really.
Boxes. Yeah.
But it was not a CRT. It was an LCD, but it was just like one of the early ones where they were just like these. Really, not any actually better than like the only thing that made it better than a CRT is that it was easier to hook up to like appliance or like the Xbox and stuff,
right,
with the cords and shit. But it was not quality image wise any better than a CRT really.
Up until the PS3, going back early in my gaming era, like video gaming, not just flash games, not just Newgrounds, but back early gaming era, my experience was a 13-inch white CRTV with a VHS port. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were born in the 1900s, you can tell. And I remember distinctly playing Luigi's Mansion, Majora's Mask, Played Ultimate Spider-Man just on a tiny CRTV,
Yeah.
but it just worked.
My
And I played what's the craziest game I played on there? Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed. Which was awesome.
on a little
Anyway.
CRT.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I quickly upgraded and got actual plasma. Well, it was lended to me. And it was a hand-me-down plasma. And I still play on that. I went back home and I had the most I had such a cool little retro gaming experience. Like my one free day.
Nice.
Both my parents are at work. I was just chilling. And I hooked up my Steam Deck because I brought my little port thing and played Red Dead Redemption 1 on
CRT?
720p plasma.
On a plasma.
But you can see all the grain and all the
That's
and it was just golden. Like for after about 20 minutes, I forgot I was playing on a plasma. I was just playing Red Dead Redemption. And
it is
it
in
was
my
as God
experience-
intended. That was truly as God intended. The actual resolution,
It is in my
hardware.
experience that like resolution and frame rate and all that shit, it's good. I'm never gonna advocate for not wanting good resolution and
Right.
good frame rates. I'm not going that far. But in my experience, it is once you get into a game, if it's a good game, it's really easy to just forget it.
like like the new Resident Evil. I would love to play that on CRTV.
Yeah.
That would be like going back in time.
Well, like
You
for
know,
example,
and-
playing on my Steam Deck or just on PC, my experience on PC, Steam lets you have the FPS counter overlay in the corner of the screen.
Yeah.
If I have that on, I very suddenly become more conscious of the performance of the game. If I
Well,
turn
yeah,
that
obviously.
off, I really quickly just forget about it and just start playing.
Yeah,
the
unless
game.
you get noticeable judder
yeah.
or stutters.
I
but-
mean, my experience, like early experience with gaming was, I think it stems from my dad's general attitude when I was a kid. Of he really didn't give a shit if I was playing video games as long as it was out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's fair.
like we had a family PC. I'd play The Sims and RuneScape and Pirates of the Caribbean online. I was really into.
Oh yeah.
I had I had a Game Boy. I had my sister had the Game Boy Color that she let me use, and then I got the Game Boy Advance when that came out. And eventually we got when the Xbox 360 came out, we got that. But before that, the consoles where I'd go to my friend's house, my cousin's house, or whatever, and play there. My dad did at one point though buy me, like I don't even know what it is or was exactly, but it was like one of those like 100
Plug and
games
play?
in one plug and play Atari things that they're all like rip-offs of Atari games.
Yeah.
And that was we had a little CRT TV up in
Nice.
our guest bedroom in our house that he plugged that into for me. So I'd go sit up there in the dark guest bedroom playing this little Atari.
That's what it's all about.
But I desperately want to because you and me are both into like retro emulation and the handhelds and stuff. I want to build a Raspberry Pi emulator, like plug-in like console emulator.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to build it specifically for like SNES and Genesis games and stuff like that. And I want to get a little CRT, and set up a little retro game corner in my apartment with just like a little chair and just like nothing else, just the little retro games. And I really want to do that. It'd be so good.
Playing games on the actual hardware it's intended for is just chef's kiss, right?
That's why I'm like, I have these retro handhelds. I could do all the emulation I want on the Steam Deck. It can handle everything as far as emulation goes.
Oh, it's the ultimate emulating.
But I don't,
Nice.
because these handhelds feel like actual Game Boys.
Yeah, well, and also,
So
yeah,
I prefer
you're not-
playing, if I'm playing Game Boy games, if I'm playing Pokemon Red, or like a Fire Red or something like that, or Tetris. I like playing it on something that feels like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like, yeah, I mean, I haven't messed with much emulation on the Steam Deck just because it's not hard that hard to do, but it's also just a little extra steps. And I have my device, my Ambernick and whatever.
I prefer to
But,
generally
like,
keep the Steam Deck for Steam games.
Yeah,
Because that's what it was
pretty
made
much.
for.
and and it works out.
I have a few
in some
non-Steam
news-
games I have installed. Like I have Minecraft and Hytale, which came out recently.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't like dived into it like really hardcore.
Not Minecraft.
Yeah, well, it's kind of. I think it's kind of a fun story. It was like, I mean, geez, back in like 2014 or like over a decade ago is when they started the project. Wow. And it just like went through development hell, and at one point got bought up by a big publisher because they were like, we want to take this over and compete with Minecraft, but then that publisher ran it into the ground, and then the original creator like a year ago got the rights back to it, and the game was in just this disaster state. So in like 6 months, him and his team put together like this playable like early access version of the game. So it's still in very, very early access right now. But it's pretty good. It's pretty
so
good
in more gaming news wise, Sony, continuing with Sony. I've told you off podcast. I don't know. I've talked about it online, maybe on the Dark Souls stream or something. But it wasn't. Blue Point Games was shut down, and apparently toyed around with the idea, or really wanted to do a Bloodborne remake in the styles of the Demon Souls remake.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, yeah, it would have been nice to see like their vision of it, but apparently From Software, I don't know who exactly, maybe Miyazaki, maybe someone else, rejected the idea and just wouldn't allow them to touch Bloodborne, even though Sony had every right to do it. I guess they wanted really the good graces of From Software, and obviously they would have to cooperate to a degree, releasing actual, well, I guess not necessarily, but either way, they didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, Bloodborne's this weird situation with like the rights where it's like Sony has the rights for publishing and stuff, but like FromSoft still has some rights to it, so like neither company can really do anything.
Well, and let's be honest, From Software developed the game, and is why it's so good, and it's why so many people love it. Sony just published it, so
I think also Sony deep down knows that without FromSoft's involvement, it would not be good.
No, and also, but anyways, the thing is, of course, I would love to see the remake. Demon Souls remake does feel here. I have a really good thing to say. I have pro and con. Demon Souls remake is still one of the best looking, like most next gen looking games I played, and it was a PS5 launch title.
Yeah.
However, on the other hand, and to its own fall actually with the visuals, it loses what made the original Demon Souls visually distinct and unique. Yes, it has the same armor sets and enemies and obviously areas, but something feels a little more generic and a little less FromSoft. So that being said, of course, I would have bought it and played through the whole thing. New Game Plus, Bloodborne remake. However, I do feel like I would be disappointed by their visual representation of it, taken away from the soul of it, the spirit of it. So that's a part. And also, and just to beat a dead horse even more, just give us Bloodborne PC port 60 FPS.
Yeah.
With all the PC settings unlocked. And that's pretty much all we really need. You know, the modding community, if you want a more, I mean, I think it should be visually brought up. You know, I think it should be at least brought to HD tech or 4K textures, whatever. Hopefully not through just arbitrary upscaling, but you know, that'd be great. But I would also have the fear of it end up being like I said, Demon Souls remake is amazingly looking. Another example is Oblivion remaster.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it looks well. For one, Oblivion is a generic fantasy in design.
Yeah.
So, but there is something lost in the remaster. I think some aspects of it obviously are better. Well, obviously the visual fidelity, the environments, the forests, blah blah blah, the rolling hills, all look amazing. However, the colors are a little browned out.
They are.
Yeah, you can get reshade that brings the vibrancy and everything, which is how I play.
I think the colors is the biggest problem with Oblivion Remastered.
The colors, and
there's
then
some
also,
other design choices they made that are weird.
Some of the enemy designs are a little generic.
Yeah. Overall, the NPC designs are really good. They nailed that. Which
it's just off
that alone
though.
Is
it's
impressive because Oblivion has like notoriously the most like potato headed.
Oh yeah,
weird looking NPCs, and they made them
human.
look better, but still like Oblivion characters, which is impressive.
But my fear is if we did get a Bloodborne remake from Blue Point, it would kind of negate from the visual style and just spirit of Bloodborne.
Yeah,
and that would hurt the product. It would hurt the IP. It would hurt the fans. Well, yeah, we'll take anything, but we'll slit our wrist. I mean, speaking of blood, but we will offer Miyazaki our blood. But just give us a PC port, 60 FPS remaster. If you want to go as far as, you know, if From Software cooks and if Sony allows them to cook and actually do Bloodborne and like the Elden Ring engine, which is just an upgrade of their previous engine. Yeah, that'd be amazing. They just do that. But, you know, it isn't happening, people. It's not going to happen for a long time. My theory goes, and if this doesn't happen, then all hope is gone. But my theory goes is that Bloodborne in some form is going to be a PS6 release, which is most likely not till at best 2028, more 2029 or 30. Because the PS5 still got a lot of life in it. And it's I just have the base PS5. I refuse to upgrade, especially for $750. I mean, I could get a graphics card for that.
I heard I've been hearing some rumors about like
get a vacation for that.
Sony, whenever they were planning on announcing the PS6, that they did delay that. They decided to delay.
I think it's for good reason.
Who knows?
PS5 is really getting
earliest we possibly get an announcement for, like, maybe we get an announcement in 2027 and that's a maybe.
Maybe,
but
I think an announcement 2028, like late 2028.
I think that's more realistic.
But
they are releasing Blood. Yeah, they're releasing Bloodborne for the Switch too. Did you hear?
Imagine if the Switch 2, that would be such a chess. How would that happen? Well, they are Duskbloods. That's Bloodborne for the Switch too.
Duskbloods looks cool,
but it's also
it's like a
PvP.
co-op PvE
it's
thing.
Also like PvPvE.
If it was a single player
just a new
experience,
From Software, imagine if it was just a new experience.
That would be cool. But
as soon as they announce, it's PvPvE, kind of like Elden Ring, Night Ring, I lost all interest.
Exactly. Yeah. Same.
I'd
be interested if
like Bloodborne-esque.
So they are doing though. You mentioned Oblivion Remastered. They are releasing Oblivion Remastered on the Switch too.
We'll see. We'll see how that runs because I have trouble running it. But I'm trying to pump ultra settings.
I have doubts. Many doubts. Because here's the thing with it. It's not impossible. It would not be impossible to get a game like that running on the Switch 2. They did it with the Switch 1 with Doom Eternal.
Yes.
Doom Eternal, don't get me wrong, that's not the best way to play the game, but it's not a terrible port.
Well, you're moving so fast, you don't need visual fidelity.
Yeah, and the difference in hardware requirements between the Switch 1 and the PlayStation 4 when Doom Eternal came out was bigger than the hardware requirements between the Switch 2 and what's required for Oblivion Remastered. However, if they can't figure out the performance issues on PC, I have no faith that they're going to figure it out for the Switch 2.
No, they still haven't really figured it out.
Because I've also heard rumors, they've not announced it, but I've heard rumors they're also going to port Starfield to the Switch 2. And it's the same problem. I'm like, Starfield has major performance issues on
16 times more loading screens.
It just works, Jackson.
It just works.
See, you see that planet there? You see that planet? You can wait for 5 minutes and kind of simulate something that then looks like it.
Another news,
but there's rumors that they're going to port Starfield, and it's my same thoughts with that. I'm like, it's not that it would be impossible to get a game like that running on the Switch 2. It's just that if they can't fix the issues on PC, I have no faith that they're going to figure out a decently optimized port. Like, I think I got to be a little quieter.
Oh yeah, I forget about the time change. You have daylight savings.
I just saw the lights go off,
and we don't do that. We got actual confirmation of Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced. All right.
Yeah.
Dang, I require service boost level. I'm not paying for that. I was gonna do the foghorn thing.
I'm just gonna move my chair closer to the microphone. There we go.
But anyway, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we're getting Black Flag resynced. Whatever that's gonna really look like. That's the only thing. Is it gonna just look like Mirage?
Probably.
Which is fine. They're visually great looking games. Shadows, Valhalla, even phenomenal looking game. The only thing I fear is if they mess with the combat system, because really it needs to just be. It needs to be this really. Just keep the same gameplay. Maybe add some more animations, to make it feel smoother, etc. But which Demon Souls remake did extremely well. They keep the same parry timing, same movements, sword swing timing, but they just add more animations to breathe some life into it. And with Black Flag, the combat, which it wasn't the best, even Assassin's Creed combat.
No,
but the way you flow and you do finishers and
I think
you
there's
shoot
a
off your
good
muskets.
chance that the Black Flag remake is going to use the Anvil engine,
which indicates it's going to use RPG elements.
Well, no, it doesn't.
I feel like it's
so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've heard the combat might be that hitbox thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did some RPG stuff, but that's not because of the Anvil engine.
Well, I mean, the combat itself.
Yeah.
Is going to feel...
combat and the RPG stuff.
I don't want the feel
I wouldn't be
that.
surprised if they did something like that with it, but not because of the engine. So the Anvil...
I don't know much about the Anvil engine.
So, the Anvil engine that they're using for the new Assassin's Creed games is... they've been apparently trying to build it in a way where the different Ubisoft studios, Ubisoft Quebec, Ubisoft Montreal, all these ones, can share assets like in real time between the different studios using this engine. So it's like a shared engine.
That makes sense.
And which makes me think that visually it's gonna look like Assassin's Creed Shadows, probably.
That's fine.
Which is fine.
Good.
It's a good looking game. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did RPG stuff and did hitbox combat, but not because of the engine, just because Ubisoft, I can't trust them to not fuck it up.
Right.
I don't know.
I just don't do hitbox
give
style
me
combat.
Just a moment here. I'll be right back.
Right. Sorry. Oh, sorry. You interrupted me watching Corey Feldman and the Angels.
What?
Corey Feldman and the Angels.
And the Angels? Like the baseball team?
Yeah, hit song. No, not the baseball team. I don't think you'd want. I don't think they wouldn't be associated with this. Corey Feldman and the Angels. Go. The number 4. It. It just popped up in my feed.
Okay. The World Baseball Classic is happening right now, and
it is.
And it's been a lot of good moments in it.
And that wasn't the reference I was making.
I know,
but
but it's where my mind went. I was playing MLB The Show before we started recording.
I'll share this to you.
The
Switch 2 version or Switch version?
There is no Switch 2 version. It's just a Switch version.
Do you still have a Switch?
No, I just have the Switch 2.
Oh, gotcha.
No, it's just a Switch 1 version. There's no Switch 2 version, which means it runs really well and looks like shit. But it's a baseball
That's
game,
fair.
so who fucking cares?
That's been our discussion.
But
anyway,
the World Baseball Classic's happening right now, and the team Italia, the Italian team, has the best home run ritual. When one of their guys hits a home run, they immediately start brewing a shot of espresso. So when he makes his lap around, he takes a shot of espresso, and it's great because it's the most Italian thing ever, and I love it.
That is probably
it's so good.
That's probably the most Italian thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Anyway,
I love it. They have an espresso machine
amazing.
In their dugout. It's wonderful. You just sent me. You sent me
I was gonna say somebody eats spaghetti, down some spaghetti or something. Like they run the homer and then down spaghetti. That would also be appropriate. In fact, a shot of espresso before and after.
Yes.
Corey
Feldman and the Angels.
Yes.
Is it actually Corey Feldman?
It's actually Corey Feldman. Yes, it's child actor Corey Feldman. His band.
That's very strange. I'll finish watching that later.
It's interesting, to say the least.
I haven't thought about Corey Feldman in a long time.
I hadn't either, and it just popped in my feed. I was like, here we go.
What movies was he in?
He was in the Goonies. He was in the Lost Boys. He was in Jason Part 4. Among other films.
Strange guy. He was in Dancing with the Stars at some point.
Oh yeah, well yeah. He's probably the biggest star they ever had there.
TV show.
He was in an episode of Supernatural, I think.
He was in Minecraft Story Mode.
Was he in Minecraft Story Mode?
In the video game Minecraft Story Mode, which I think was that Telltale Minecraft game.
Yeah, he was the voice of Mr. Minecraft himself.
Who did he play in Minecraft Story Mode? So was Patton Oswalt. What?
He played John Minecraft.
John Minecraft. Minecraft Story Mode.
He should cameo in Minecraft movie too.
He should.
He should be like a weird, like a villager or like.
Oh no, it was not a Telltale thing. It was a TV show.
Oh, the Netflix thing, the Minecraft Netflix thing.
I guess so.
It was they put Minecraft Story Mode on Netflix, like it's the interactive series.
Oh, that must have been
Which
what this is. Yeah.
Dude, they should just do that with the Telltale games. Just put on Netflix. Well, Red Dead Redemption's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
isn't that fucking weird?
Red
Dead Redemption.
It had Patton Oswalt.
It's on Netflix.
Oh
wow!
So, who did Corey Feldman? He played Magnus the Rogue.
Whoa, oh, of course.
That's
fitting.
I don't know who that character is, but
you could see him being a rogue in that
name for a
hoodie
Corey
of
Feldman
his
character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, before I really get into Resident Evil 9, the game itself.
Yes.
A couple other things to talk about. I saw 9 Inch Nails in concert.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
And it was freaking crazy. I felt like I was in Blade Runner meets industrial car park rave. And it was awesome. And I felt like I should have been on ecstasy, but I wasn't. But I did have a Modelo.
Close
enough. Right. Yeah, just ecstasy in a
that should be Modelo's new like commercial.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not on ecstasy, but you've got a Modelo. Close enough.
But no, it was amazing. It literally, I felt like I was traveled to the future. And it just goes to say that Trent Reznor, amazing composer, and whether you get into 9 Inch Nails or that type of thing or not, if you went to this concert, you would, if you're any fan of music, would be blown away. Just the production, the sound, and just, it's a whole like story he's telling in the concert. Yeah. It's a very specific set list and a very specific, like,
as a musician and an artist, I respect the hell out of him.
And he's the best thing about the new Tron movie, the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack. If you watch the Tron movie, in fact, I
haven't watched it.
So 9 Inch Nails released a new remix of the Tron Ares album, a remix of and reinterpretation of. And apparently you can sync it like the Dark Side of the Moon thing, Wizard of Oz. You can just sync it to the movie, which makes sense because it's a remix of the soundtrack of the movie. But apparently it's just better to mute the movie and just play the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack.
Nice.
Well, and the movie pretty much does that in itself because that's the soundtrack.
Can you also blur out Jared Leto's face?
AI could do it. You could deep fake Jared Leto's face with Ryan Gosling's face.
I did read something recently about Jared Leto that I guess I didn't know this, but I think I
would deep fake Jared Leto's face with Jake Gyllenhaal's face. I think it would be...
I didn't know this, but I think I always suspected this. So you remember when he played the Joker? Especially we try not to remember.
No, do I?
But and there was all the stories of like him like being a huge character actor and mailing dead rat. Apparently he didn't do any of that shit.
Giving people used condoms and whatever.
Yeah, apparently he didn't do any of that.
That's what he would like you to think.
Like that's all was like made up shit by the because it comes from
promotion.
That was
all
like
marketing.
That was all shit that the marketing was doing, and it's because they were trying to make him seem edgy in comparison to Heath Ledger, who famously was method acting, except for Heath Ledger didn't.
He didn't. He was just a good actor.
He was just a good actor.
He wore the makeup a lot on set, and he would skateboard in the Joker outfit, which is cool.
But there was all the rumors that Heath Ledger was method acting on set,
and he went crazy,
and they just didn't deny that because it was good marketing. But he didn't do any of that shit, which leads me to another thing that I found out. Famous fun fact about The Dark Knight: the scene where they blow up the hospital. And you've probably heard this.
They actually did that.
They blew up the hospital, but it actually got that didn't go off in time. So he improvised where he
started
fiddles.
the detonator and everything.
No, he
do you
didn't.
know when?
No, he didn't. That was not.
No, he did. That's real. That's real.
It is not real.
No, the rigging didn't go off right.
No, that's
real.
Not. That is not real. Fucking
Who
look
said
it
it's
up.
not real?
Like Christopher Nolan apparently in an interview once. That is not real.
It's just acting.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen exactly as it happens. And if you
I've been living a lie.
And if exactly well,
what are you going to tell me that Viggo Mortensen didn't break his toe when he kicked the helmet? That
No,
it
he
wasn't
did.
real,
No, he did.
Colton.
He did. No, but and it makes sense because if you have a scene where you have to blow up a building, and knowing Christopher Nolan, he actually blew up an actual building.
He did.
That's
it was
expensive.
it was prime for.
Yeah, and it's like you go, that is expensive. You probably don't get another shot at it. You leave nothing up to chance, and you do not let actors improvise in those scenes.
Well, Christopher Nolan would have dropped an actual atom bomb if he had access to it. Okay, let's be real.
Yeah, apparently that scene was not improvised at all. That was scripted.
It's just good acting, huh?
Yeah, apparently Heath Ledger's just big shocker. I mean, we're all shocked. Was a really fucking good actor.
Right. He's so
and
good
was a
that
very
you don't
professional
even think,
guy.
When you're so good that people think you're improvising,
yeah,
you're on to something. Now
that was a little rabbit hole there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm
you can blame Jared Leto.
I'm shooketh.
As you can with many things.
Well, and he also climbs the Empire State Building for no reason, and he also, he's definitely a strange person. And other unquestionable things with, texting young fans of 30 Seconds to Mars, etc., and things like that. But, I don't know. He just seems kind of like a odd duck.
Yeah.
But he's handsome, so he's got
He's handsome. And 30 Seconds to Mars I actually like.
Ooh. So you're like an actual emo rock band.
They're actually okay. I mean, I don't listen to them on a regular basis. They're actually okay, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like his band more than I like his movies.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. I think he's a way better.
I mean, there's some movies. There are some movies he's in that are really good.
He's in good movies,
but not because of him.
Since Suicide Squad has been, it's Morphin time. I mean, Morbian time, or
it's Morbian time.
I'm gonna morb all over you. Honey, I've morbed the kids. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Especially in this political day and age. Anyway, what was I? Before, okay, yeah. So Nine Inch Nails was crazy. Okay,
yeah. Here's on Snopes. Snopes, they're the fact checker website.
Yeah.
The claim is that Heath Ledger improvised the hospital scene in The Dark Knight when something went wrong with explosions. False. On July 27th, 2021, a TikTok video was posted that claimed that he completely improvised the hospital explosion scene from The Dark Knight.
Well, I remember believing in that.
By more than 30 million times in less than 1 month. It was published.
I've seen
false.
The TikTok.
Ledger did not completely improvise the hospital scene, nor was there a little mishap on set that caused the timing of the explosions to malfunction. While it's true that Ledger likely brought his own flair to the scene, it was not completely improvised.
Well, I heard he was actually, it actually did startle him.
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I knew that.
That's reasonable.
But
the myth was always that the explosion didn't go off on time, and that.
But no, I remember talking to my friend locker room,
fiddling with the result and being throwing his arms.
No, but I remember talking to my friends in middle school and high school about that. Like, did you know that it was actual his reaction and that, way before TikTok. Yeah. So the TikTok just picked up on a previous, rumor, but
apparently there's a lot of there's probably a lot of movie myths
misinformation
that are just not true. I think a lot of them come down to there's probably There are probably I'd have to look into it. There's probably so many like quote unquote
Probably at
fun
least
facts about movies that are related to people improvising on set that are not true because people don't understand how film sets work, how special effects scenes work, and how improvising in film sets actually works. Like here's something that people misunderstand about film sets. In situations where someone says that someone improvised a scene, like an actor did or whatever, people get the idea that the thing you're actually seeing on screen was an on-the-fly improvisation. That is rare. That is not usually how that works. When they when they say someone improvised a scene, they usually mean probably the actor or maybe the director or maybe someone on set made a suggestion while they were doing takes, and then they said, "Okay, let's try that."
However, I would say a good exception.
Yeah, there are exceptions.
Like Iron Man. Remember the Jeff Bridges quote? "We didn't have a script, man."
Yeah, yeah, there are exceptions. A really famous, well, I don't know, really famous, but
and then they tried to replicate that type of humor for the last.
Yeah, because in Iron Man, they literally didn't have a script for half the movie.
Just had a plot line.
Oh, another one is if you ever watched the show Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah,
that is made to notoriously. The way they film that show is they have a general plot. Maybe so they'll go into a scene and they'll say it has to start this way. It has to end this way. Maybe they've written a few jokes that they want thrown in, but the rest of it are basically them saying, "Just go." But that's rare. That is rare. For them to, yeah.
Anyway, going on. Before I talk about Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil Requiem here, Requiem, is that Zach Cregger's, who did Weapons and did Barbarian, he is directing or has directed, it's just in post-production now, but directing the new Resident Evil movie.
Ooh.
And I saw Weapons first in theaters, and I was like, okay, I can see that. But then I saw Barbarian, and I was like, this is like Resident Evil 7.
Oh.
Like just stuck in a dingy, awful basement with a monster chasing you in the dark. And that excites me. And apparently it's not gonna, well, obviously it's not gonna be like the Mila Jovovich movies. Those are fun, but they are not they're more Resident Evil 6 or 5, maybe. But that's just in tone and style, not in actual characters and but storyline. Yeah. But it's not gonna be a actual adaptation of one of the games. It's not gonna be like, oh, Resident Evil 1, the movie, or Resident Evil 4 or whatever. It's gonna be, which I would be okay with seeing that, but at the same time, the Resident Evil games are like that cinematic experience and their own right. Like the best way to experience it is playing it, but it's going to be its own unique story, but it's going to be set in Raccoon City. Like they filmed it in Prague and like converted Prague to Raccoon City, parts of it like on location, which is really cool. And, but it's going to be all original characters, but it's going to,
be, I feel like this with Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Right. The movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, I guess it's a sequel to it.
You could say that. Kingdom Come Deliverance takes place in the Middle Ages.
It's the prequel to Resident Evil.
Resident Evil does not. So there is nothing to suggest that the two universes cannot coexist.
Hey, maybe Castle Dimitrescu is actually,
Yeah.
Something to do with some Hungarian guy. But but the thing is, It's gonna be its own original story, but I think it's gonna be like the Resident Evil 7 of the Resident Evil movies. It's gonna bring back the horror, the atmosphere. It's gonna bring back, the actual core formula of it. And apparently, here's the plot synopsis. Story follows Brian, a medical courier who is sent on a late-night delivery to Raccoon City General Hospital. After hitting a mysterious woman on a snowy mountain road, he becomes trapped in a city overrun by a viral outbreak, forcing him to fight through hordes of mutated creatures. So, that gives me like Ethan Winters surviving on his own
like a Resident
kind of
Evil
vibes.
Plotline.
Do first person perspective shots, which Zach Cregger's has done. Zach Cregger's has done his movies in brief little segments. Like he did a shot where it's getting chased. That works so well. Do the shots of like the specific camera angles that we get in like Resident Evil 1. Like do those camera angles.
The camera angles.
Those isometric
I can see first person shots.
He's done that. And he's done it effectively.
I'm aware he's done it effectively. I am
well, because it's interspersed between it. Like a Barbarian, there's a few of those shots, and it just works well because you're just in it. But it's not like an entire scene. It's used to,
I think first-person shots are really hard to pull off in movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely
really
they are. And like I remember
even if
Hardcore
you're
Henry,
director.
the whole movie was first person, just a GoPro basically, and like
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, it's a first-person movie.
Yeah, Hardcore Henry. It's a first-person action movie.
Yes, yes.
Not to be confused with Henry Escalitz. Different man.
Okay.
Although he is hardcore.
He's a hardcore loser.
Hey.
Well, especially in the first game. But you can't deny that.
I mean, yeah.
You're just a loser peasant for most of that game.
I had for a good almost decade, my Steam profile picture was a close-up shot of Henry screenshot that I took from the first game. That
I remember.
Said, kill me.
Yeah, I remember. But anyways, I have a lot of hope for this. We'll see how it turns out. There hasn't really been a good Resident Evil movie, like an actual good Resident Evil movie that's representative of the actual source material.
Yeah.
So, I'm holding out hope for that. However, I don't need a good Resident Evil movie because I already have a good Resident Evil movie, and it's called playing the Resident Evil games.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me about this. So Jackson, I heard that there's this new Resident Evil game that's come out.
Yes.
You've
heard through the grapevine. Well, for one, Resident Evil 9.
I was walking down the street. I heard some homeless guy say it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Even he's playing it. Resident Evil 9, or Resident Evil Requiem, actually, it's called, is a sequel to the critically acclaimed Resident Evil Village, which is a sequel to the acclaimed Resident Evil 7, which is a sequel, etc. And Capcom developed it, and it is about zombies and stuff, and weird, scary monsters, and solving puzzles. Resident Evil.
It sounds like Resident
I'm not going to
Evil
continue this
yeah.
bit anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not. I'm done with this bit.
Except Jackson, I have a question for you.
Although
you said this word. Video game. Explain that to me. No, I'm just...
Okay, I'm done with it. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing this today. But no, it's I would rate it a 9 out of 9. It's perfect. There's nothing. Okay. Jokes aside, I am hard pressed to find negatives about this game.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, people left bad reviews on Steam because it was quote unquote too scary. What a bunch of crybabies. People left bad reviews because of arachnophobia, because there's a big giant spider sequence. The majority of actual bad reviews on this game are because it's too scary, which means it succeeded and its goal. In my opinion. No, seriously, on a technical, visual, story, gameplay, every level of this game is just done to just a precision. Just like Capcom knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were going into. They brought Resident Evil back with 7. They brought the horror element back, and then they went back into more action. And then obviously we have the remakes, which reinvigorated that, and get to play as Leon again. You get to play Resident Evil 4 again. Masterclass game, even before the remake. The remake just made it more playable and more accessible. And I would say not just because visually, but just the actual gameplay of it, modern third-person controls, etc., camera movements. So they took what made Resident Evil 4 remake and 2 remake, and obviously story elements from 2 remake, but they took what made those work so well, took what made 7 and 8 work so well, which the horror aspect, the first person gameplay, gunplay, etc., and solving puzzles through a big weird mansion or psych ward or whatever. They took those elements and just perfected it into this. Like, they distilled it into this game. Like, I didn't think they would be able to juggle both 2 distinct gameplay types and basically game types, where you have survival horror and then you have action third-person shooter horror, right? But they balance it perfectly, in my opinion. Neither of the play styles feel like they were overlooked or left behind or underdeveloped. It when I'm playing Grace, and what's great, it gives you the option right at the start of the game to either do where the perspective changes with your character. So Grace, it's in first person perspective, because obviously you want to, that's the best way to be immersed in a horror experience.
Yeah.
Sure, there's scary third person games like Silent Hill, the Resident Evils, obviously, but the scariest is obviously first person for the jump scares and stuff and big monsters when you're looking up at them, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Seeing all the gory details, and it's a gory game. It does not hold back. It doesn't hold back. Like, it's like we have the graphics to make the gore as realistic as possible, and they do that. And then some. It goes balls to the wall insane. But anyways, before that, it's this. I want to say it's as slow as a start as 7. Definitely not. But the actual horror and the tension works so well. It felt like I was playing Alien Isolation at points.
Nice.
The certain enemy character and zombies. So it nails the horror aspect. It nails all those classic Resident Evil tropes, like Resident Evil 1 tropes and 2 tropes of going around place, circling back to your save point, racing to your save point from whatever big monster, and then finding more puzzle pieces, slowly unraveling the entire map and every little item and nook and cranny and shortcut and secret, while avoiding death at all corners.
Yeah.
And then going to Leon Kennedy with the action portions of this game and the one-liners, okay, and just the vibes, it becomes what Resident Evil had become with like 5 and 6 and even 4 before that. Just a really good third-person shooter. And also it adds more melee combat. You get this,
Nice.
you get this cool hatchet that you can sharpen in between like just anytime you can sharpen it, do finishers on zombies and enemies, and you can also pick up their various weapons. Like I picked up a fire axe and threw it across the room, chucked it in a zombie's head, took him out that way.
Cool.
You could pick up their chainsaw and I had a chainsaw fight. Colton. Okay. I had a chainsaw fight with another chainsaw guy, and you're just taking people out. You're just badass. You know, you're not locked in a mansion with zombies. They're locked in with you.
Yeah.
But then, it switches back to Grace, where you barely have ammo. You're struggling to survive. Any hit could take you out. Literally, we had this enemy, big, giant girl, crazy lady zombie with huge bulging eyes, grab us from behind and bite our fucking head off in one fucking swoop. Oof. Like, that has happened. And,
Thanks.
And that's like at full health too. Sometimes it'll just happen. Like if you just get caught in a bad corner, it gets you.
Yeah.
I've been chainsawed in half, and then they start eating my internal organs and guts, and it shows a lot of it before the actual death screen. I've been basically absorbed into a giant meat grinder processing unit, because they're processing the zombies and distilling their blood, etc. Lore. They're trying to figure out better T virus, basically lore. Yeah. But I've been meat grinded in full detail. And I've meat grinded zombies. And like there's this one zombie, they carry on the characteristics of their past life. Yeah. So zombie, and there's humor, obviously with Leon, but like there's even humor in the horror segments with Grace, where this one zombie kept going and flicking light switches. It's like must turn off, save energy or whatever, and turn off the lights. And there's a zombie that goes around cleaning the blood spills that you make, this maid zombie. And they talk and stuff some. So it has kind of an Evil Dead vibe to it. Like they can talk and they, you know, do things. And then there was this other zombie that was just out singing like singing opera and shattering glass with its voice and just singing around. And, so they all have their own little person. Huh. Yeah, you have the basic grunt ones, but then you have these ones that have their personality and characteristics. And and then you encounter them, you shoot their face off, or whatever you like. One time I shot a zombie's jaw off and it kept coming at me. Or I shot this girl's face off and she was still coming after me. So like, it's not like one shot, shot kill. You got to get the right shot. If you have powerful enough pistol, obviously when you're Leon, you're gonna have better equipment, better weapons. Yeah. And, so it's got the brutality. It's, you know, and it has the surprises and the like shifts. Like every Resident Evil game, there's a certain point in the game where it's like either a tonal shift, gameplay shift, or both.
Yeah.
And it does that a lot. So like basically the first act is centered on Grace. It's the horror experience. You're discovering her story and how she gets wrapped up, strung along and all this basically. And it's interspersed with Leon segments, which go, depending on how good you are or if you're speed running, are essentially like 5 to 15-minute segments. So you get a taste of Leon, and as soon as you really start getting into it with him, it takes you away from him. Yeah. Puts you back in his perspective grave. And as soon as it gets really scary or really hard, or you finally get to the lights battery or whatever you just solved, the puzzle, the weird cube, you finally get to that, then it switches to Leon. It's like, okay, you've made it past this hurdle. We're going to reward you, or we're going to give you a change of pace here. Yeah. And you switch to Leon's perspective, and then you're sniping zombies that are coming after Grace, and you have to snipe them. Stuff like that. And then Act 2, without spoiling too much, is centered on Leon. Then it just becomes arena shooter, just kill box, just almost Doom-esque almost, or like Gears of War. Then it becomes that. and for a while, and you're like, huh. So like you struggle through the long stealthy horror segments, tension, but then you get Leon. So you get the best of the both worlds. And let's say, if you prefer the slower paced, tense gameplay, you're not the best at shooting games, you're not the best at action, you're obviously going to love the parts with Grace.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not so good at stuff with Leon, well, you better get good. But it's hard not to be because he has basically everything Grace doesn't have. He has that and more and more and more. In terms of gameplay and actual equipment, it's in inventory. Now story-wise, I haven't got to any noticeable parts where it's really messing with the lore, but it's adding to it, and I think in a good way so far. And it's cool seeing Leon, this older, grizzled Leon, in his 50s, and he's been through this. This ain't his first rodeo, so that's cool seeing that. And but I mean, basically, it plays exactly how each gameplay style would play and should play.
Mm-hmm.
As if, also, Act 1 basically feels like an entire Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Like, you're solving this entire freaking dungeon mansion, and you defeat this crazy boss, and it has like an in-game feeling, and you're like, oh, but it continues, and now you're going to Raccoon. You haven't even made it to Raccoon City yet. So that you get to play like the equivalent of like a shorter Resident Evil game or a spin-off game before you even get to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
And it's definitely got hours on it. I think if you really, well, for one, if you suck at the horror segments and stealth segments, or if you suck at any of it, I think it's going to be like a 40-hour experience easily. If you're good and really get through it, I think you're looking more closer to 20. But I think if you find every secret, search every nook and cranny, and basically, I think, play it how it's intended to play the stealth section slow and smart, play the, action segments, pretty fast, but, still looking for things and solving puzzles. Because just because it switches to Leon doesn't mean it's not a Resident Evil game anymore. It's still that, and that's what's so great.
Yeah.
It finally, we get the best of the both worlds. We get the third person action Resident Evil, and we get the creepy horror Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a really good game. It is easily a game early to say, but it
definitely
it's going to be in the game of the year conversation for
me. It definitely
me.
is tempting for me. Yeah.
It's definitely giving conversation. Yeah, but yeah, it's an excellent game. I'm playing on PS5. Me and my girlfriend have been playing it with all the lights off, surround sound, and even in that situation, yeah, I mean the surround sound's good, and the lights off, but like playing with your spouse or whatever, and dogs, and like it naturally isn't going to be as scary if you're playing on your headphones, hunched over your computer, type of thing in the dark. However, many of the parts got me, got my girlfriend, and like genuinely built tension, which was great. And then that action, like I said, I did a sequence where I'm riding through the ruins of Raccoon City, often on buildings, etc., as Leon riding motorcycle, fighting big zombie dogs chasing me, while another guy shoots RPG missiles at me, and then crazy action sequence. You get that whole crazy action sequence, and then the way it can just flip in the script and go back to horror sequence, and then you buy into that. It works. Like, you get lulled into this. In fact, I would say with Leon, you get lulled into a sense of comfort. You're like, I'm a badass, you know, ain't nobody
puts
getting
you back
me.
in Grace's
Yeah.
perspective, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. But the thing is with Grace, like if you're good enough at first person shoot, now you can also switch to third person or first person for either character. Okay. If you want to be a madman and play Leon in first person and not see him.
Yeah, in all,
what's
all
not to love in all his glory and all of his emo 2004 haircut glory, which he decided to keep, and I respect that. It works.
He's a man who picked a hairstyle and stuck with it.
Yeah, he sticks with his guns. But so you can play in either perspective. I'm playing in just the recommended how Capcom intended. So first person with Grace, third person Leon. Now, if you play third person with Grace, no shame, but you're a pussy. But the actual first person gunplay, like if you're good at that, and now you could do aim assist and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. If you're casual and you just want to experience the game, I get it. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Yeah. A casual gaming experience where you just get to experience the story. You get off work. You don't want to be stressing over playing a hard game. You just want to enjoy the story and the game.
I had a coworker who admitted to me that they always play games on easy difficulty.
And you know what?
Because why would it be there? And they were like, exactly, that was their point. They were like, they give me the option. It's how I like to play the games. Fuck off if you don't agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, I personally though, I like challenging myself. I like whatever the hardest thing is, and like just getting through it. Yeah. Getting good, and now I will say
I usually play whatever the default is.
Our default as well. I started default. From there. Well, I haven't even unlocked very hard or ultra mode, whatever. I have to beat the game first. But now I will say, after going from mouse and keys for a while back to controller, the gunplay just naturally is going to be better with mouse and keys. If you have a PC that can run it well, just get it on PC. I would recommend. However, it runs great on PS5. Mm-hmm. And if you want that big living room experience, and we upgraded to a 65-inch TV as well, so that helps. If you want that experience, I mean, it runs great on PS5. I can't speak for Xbox if it's on it. And PS5 Pro, even better if you have that. Yeah. Now, trying to think of any negative. Well, for one, like I said, it's very early to say, but is easily a game of year contender for me. That's going up with the likes of, we'll see how Crimson Desert turns out. That's going up with the likes of GTA 6. Like, I would be hard pressed to find a game that is like exactly as perfect as this. Yeah. In this day and age. Just Capcom. Yeah, I mean, really, I could pick things apart, but like, even going back to Resident Evil Village, like these last couple Resident Evil games have been like an event, have been like a real experience. They have their vision and they execute it. And it's just done so well. And it's got the little corniness and the humor and the weirdness.
Capcom's been cooking.
Yeah, Capcom has been cooking. Yeah. And now it just makes me want to go back and play Resident Evil 2 and then play a Resident Evil 4 remake, which is on sale all the time, which, yes, I'm going to double dip and get it on PC so I can play on my Steam Deck. Yeah. Because it's on sale for $20 often. And yes, I have Resident Evil Village on PC, which I double dipped on that as well because I got PS5 originally. Mm-hmm. And I'll be double dipping. Resident Evil, I double dip with because here's the thing. I know they're going to run well and it's fun to like play through the experience in a different medium, whatever. If that means hunched over at my desk, ultra graphics or whatever I can really push or with DLS. And now PSSR, which is like Sony's own lost for words. Like
their
own kind of patented DSS, their own
Yeah.
proprietary technology, upscaling technology, works very well, and it makes me believe more and more that, for one, Crimson Desert will run at least 40 in quality settings, and that GTA 6, I expect it to be running around 40 on quality on base PS5. Apparently, they're saying 60. Well, we'll see. But I rather have consistent 40, or hell, I rather have locked in 30. There's just certain games. There's certain games where I prefer higher FPS. Obviously, we discussed that over and over. But then there's other games, like I feel like with GTA 6, I want the visual fidelity for that. Yeah. I want to see what Rockstar's been cooking. You don't play GTA for gameplay.
I almost always want better frame rates. It's just that
I'm a mixed bag.
My experience when I was growing up is just like, I think the people now who see 30 FPS and say it's unplayable, it's like, no, it's not. Fuck off.
No. Well, okay.
Like,
I'll say Resident Evil. Okay, like the action sequences, 60 FPS all the way.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying that you shouldn't want that. It's just like the people you see people online.
Yeah,
and they're usually Zoomer, like Gen Z.
Yeah, and PC elitists,
younger, and PC elitists,
neckbeards,
and they'll be like this. Like they'll treat 30 FPS or they'll treat 40 FPS like it's unplayable.
Oh, that's weak sauce, man.
I remember when Tears of the Kingdom came out. And it came out on the Switch 1, and it did have some performance problems. It was capped at 30. And I remember, which wasn't ideal, but it was whatever. It was still playable. I played the whole game on the Switch 1. A lot of people did. And I remember seeing some like streaming.
I did.
Some guy streaming it. And it was a younger guy, like maybe 19 or something like that. And they're playing it, and they were like going like, they were going, this is making me nauseous. This is so bad and unplayable. And I'm like, you
bitch.
We're not around.
Yeah.
During the N64 era, when 15 FPS was the standard.
Right, exactly.
You never played GoldenEye on the N64.
Okay,
so
dinosaur.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, we get it. You played GoldenEye in 1867, Colton. Congratulations.
But no. So there's some games 60 FPS. I always want more FPS.
Well, here's my kind of.
It's like there's some games where I'm like,
here's my opinion. Here's my philosophy on it. I think whatever caters to what the game is actually trying to present, and like I obviously like gameplay centric games, fighting games, FPS shooters, bullet hells, whatever have you. Something that is primarily focused on the actual gameplay. I want all the frames I can get.
Yeah.
Because I want to really, and like Neo 3, I want all the frames I can get for their combat, stuff like that. However, then you have games like Red Dead Redemption 2, where I will sacrifice frames, actual performance for the visual fidelity, because that game is meant to look really good.
Yeah.
Rockstar has a vision, and if you tone that, you're going to ruin their vision. And like with GTA 6, more power to you if you can run it at 60 plus frames, etc. Or I can run 144 frames with my more power to you.
Yeah.
But I would prefer the visual fidelity. There's certain games where I do prefer visual fidelity, because like GTA 6, that's kind of a big reason why a lot of people are hyped, because the graphics look insane. It looks, it's the best looking Rockstar game today. Like, look what they're doing, cooking. It looks real, the IRL.
The time when,
but
the only time it really bothers me,
you don't play GTA for gameplay. You just don't. Yeah. That's not what it is.
The only time when it really bothers me
is
play
it for the experience.
When it's a game that you play it and you're like, this should be getting better performance.
No, exactly.
That's basically the only time it bothers me.
I think the performance should be indicative of what's actually on screen. So obviously, if it's an extremely, if the game just has to have extreme visual fidelity to present its vision and to be the game that it is, and with the Resident Evil remakes, I think they're extremely good looking games. There's a sequence where you're walking in a rainy city, and I was just on PS5, but on quality mode, but it was shockingly realistic. The rain, the reflections, the lights, the textures of the brick walls. I felt like I was playing through one of those weird AI photo generated games.
Yeah.
But a good version of that. And there hasn't been a whole lot graphically that's taken me out, but they've also optimized it and made it run well. So, I don't feel like I'm getting robbed. I don't feel like I'm missing out on frames.
It's when it's
I am.
It's when it's a game is I'm playing a game and it's struggling to hit 30, and I'm looking at it, and visually, it looks like a game that should be hitting 100 FPS.
Right, exactly. That's when it's insulting.
Now, obviously, this was just poorly put
obviously
together.
There's exceptions to that rule, like another Capcom release, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Great game visually, and on the surface, great gameplay, awesome exploration, and the pawn system and the enemy encounters. It's so immersive, so cool. And in fact, it was kind of my new Skyrim type experience, but then I got dragged down by the FPS.
Yeah.
The inconsistent frames, the drops, the stutters, and that just took me out of it. And I was like, you know what? But that was the case where I was like, I get that this is a harder game to run. Look at it.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not optimized.
I'm talking something like Starfield.
Yeah.
Starfield struggles on high-end systems. Not getting frame rates that
on
it
the
should
best.
be.
Yeah.
And when you look
50,
at the
90s.
game, it's not a bad looking game by any means, but it's just it also wasn't visually groundbreaking by any means either.
No, it just,
and there's nothing, and the open world is split up by a bunch of loading screens, so it's
Starfield
not like it's loading in everything at once.
Yeah.
It's why
Starfield's a 2023 game that looks like a 2018 game.
Yeah, and it's
when it was actually announced.
And it's why does it why does it struggle so much? And it's just because they just botched
and then
optimization.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is a 2018 game that looked more like a 2022 game.
Yeah.
Just ahead of its time.
And runs
Rockstar
well.
always is.
And
it runs well
too.
Exactly. It runs well. 40 FPS locked on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Well. So can happen.
If you really want, you can adjust the settings a little bit and push 60 out of it, but I would go for the 40 because it's so good.
You
looking.
want that,
game.
Yeah, and but yeah, Resident Evil, Capcom does an incredibly good job with optimization, to the fact where I almost felt like it was running 60 often. I don't know. I don't have a counter
because it's just.
But anything
really
40 plus, if it's smooth and locked in, you really forget. Like you said, if you don't have the counter up there, if it's a smooth locked in experience, 40 is gonna feel like 60.
Yeah,
60 will feel like 120. If it's just locked the fuck in. I was playing I was playing Red Dead Redemption 1 locked in on Steam Deck at a locked 40. And it felt so good. Now, I play it on PC
still
60 FPS, ultra graphic, ultra mod.
I will still say the best, like performance wise, it just blew me away. The best experience I've had on the Steam Deck regarding that was Phantom Pain, which is on
I run that at 60
on high settings. I mean, it can hit 60 on the ultra high settings, but occasionally it'll dip 5 FPS. But if you just dip it down one notch to just the high settings,
it's locked in.
It's locked at 60 FPS like glue. It is fucking phenomenal.
I played Phantom Pain in all its glory, which I quit at the part where you fight Philanthropicus or whatever, the big Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I always end up quit playing Phantom Pain, just because it's a lot. Yeah. I've really, in my pre-30s, late 20s gamer years, I've really been a lot more into linear experience, experiences, just a catered actual experience. I mean, obviously exceptions, but like open world games, obviously there's exceptions. And if it's an incredibly well-crafted world and the story puts you in a certain route, great story. Yeah, I mean, obviously I still love open world games, but a lot of open world games, and Ubisoft is probably the greatest
they don't
culprit of this is just they don't respect your time. It's find a million different collectibles to unlock some arbitrary item, and arbitrarily increasing your stat points and just doing watchtower or fortress after fortress after fortress where there's no substance to it. It is shallow. And a lot of open world games have gone that way lately. Now there's exceptions, and like Spider-Man 2 or the first, or Miles Morales, either of those three, those are ones I do my first initial playthrough, do all the collectibles, blah blah blah, on PlayStation 5 most often. Mm-hmm. Now I did my PC. I still haven't done a PC playthrough of Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I just swing around for a bit, mess with some modded suits, do some photo mode, swing around until I get bored, and then quit playing the game for a few weeks, and then get back on there, find a new suit mod, swing around for a little while, do some tricks, get bored. But I haven't played through it again, and a big part of it is that that game, the combat, etc., is so catered to that first experience, and I feel like the story is as well. Mm-hmm. And you can say that for a lot, but as soon as you introduce mods and you can just download a save file where you have everything and where you can have all the suits, blah blah blah, and just do that kind of takes away from experience.
Yeah,
that's why I like the linear experience, the linear games where you start at a certain point, you go here, and it points you in that direction. And like going back to Resident Evil, the layout of the actual maps and like the puzzles just naturally lead to the next thing, lead to the next step, lead to the next encounter. And it's done so well. I have not pulled up a walkthrough once.
Nice.
I haven't got stumped on a puzzle. I haven't got to the point where pulling my hair trying to figure out where to go. Yeah, I've gotten a little lost, but I've always got back on track. And a lot of times the monster will point you in the right direction by chasing you in that direction.
Yeah.
Or if it's obviously blocking something that you need to get to, if it's blocking an area, I need to get past it to get to the next thing.
Right.
It does such a good job of just naturally leading you to the next puzzle, to the next room, to the next solution, to the next encounter. It never feels like... I would say the only part I got a little lost was in Leon's part in Act 2, in the kind of open destructed Raccoon City bit, just because it's a kind of an open worldish environment. It's like a semi, like an Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves or whatever, the newer Uncharted, which is an old game now, which is crazy. They haven't done anything else with that. But like
Yeah.
Uncharted, like those big levels are like Doom Eternal with the really big, or Dark Ages with the really big levels. I've got a little lost on that, but I quickly figured out and just look at the map and figure it out, or look at my journal. But also there is something about getting lost in a video game. Not like, oh, I'm just so lost in the world. I'm immersed. I'm just, I'll just go aimlessly in a different direction in the open world and Breath of the Wild or Skyrim just no, I mean actually lost. Like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I am. Like Dark Souls does such a good job of that, especially when you get the Blight Town, when you get to the sewers, the depths. Oh boy, we're gonna get there. And you're gonna get lost and you're gonna go crazy. But don't worry, I'm your guide. But there is something to be said about actually getting lost in the video game.
Yeah.
But I never got to the point of complete frustration where I got pissed off at the game. But I like those linear experiences. I like a game. I just like a game that is just. We've talked about this a lot, but it's a video game. Yeah. And this still has as immersive as it is, as visual fidelity as it is, it's still a video game. Like it's still got all the Resident Evil video gamey tropes. Your inventory, when you put a key in a door, it just, telepathically floats toward the door and turns, etc. It's still got all that. Those classic moments. It's still got, you solve a puzzle and you just see it put itself together, blah blah blah. Yeah. Or it has those yellow box with yellow paint, you smash. Yellow ladder, you climb. Yellow. Also, I'm gonna defend developers for the whole yellow. If it's yellow, it's interactable, or destructible, or climbable, or like red barrels explode. Like those are just tropes since the dawn of time of video gaming. We all, as gamers, naturally know, I see a yellow box over there, I go smash box and I get item.
Yep.
Or like this is more Resident Evil specific, but like, I see green herb, I take green herb and mesh it together with other herb and I make herb juice. Okay? Like it has all those things that we remember
for a reason.
And nothing's told to you. Nothing. There's no combine your herbs. Like it's not flooded with tutorials like a Ubisoft game. Nice. Combine your herb with your blood. Now it does introduce a new mechanic with collecting enemy blood and etc. And it explains that. Yeah. But like all the past Resident,
when it doesn't hold your hands on
because it knows this is for diehard Resident Evil fans, for people that've been in the series since forever, and plus with the remakes and everything, I think the remakes helped people get back into it and relearn, and then now they're ready for the new ones. Yeah. I feel like the remakes were almost, they just did those, obviously easy cash grab and obviously, beloved games, but I feel like they were almost done to prepare us for this.
Yeah.
Prepare us for the new modern gameplay style of third person Resident Evil, prepare us for the mechanics and but yeah, does such a good job.
Yeah, nice.
And honestly, it's yearning to just play it again.
Yeah.
Well, here, yeah, it is tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would be curious to see how the Switch 2 version runs and looks. Have you heard anything?
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's a good version. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of rage bait TikToks, etc., showing the graphics of the PS5 version, the Switch 2 version, the PC version, and obviously the Switch 2 version is the PC version set on potato settings. Obviously they didn't release it that bad.
Yeah,
this isn't the Switch 1 Mortal Kombat days.
I've heard it. I've heard it's pretty good. What I heard is I heard that it was. I think it was. So they released Resident Evil. The one before it, Village. They released Village for the Switch too. And I might be switching them around, but what I heard is that they ported Village, and then the studio that was working the Capcom studio that was working on the port was like surprised at how well the port came out and how easy it was to do it. So then they decide, they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's do the new one too.
The Resident Evil games just consistently run well across all platforms.
Yeah.
And that's why I double dip.
Yeah. No, I might pick it up at some point, but right now I've got games to play.
No, yeah, and that's another thing.
I'm enjoying my time with Fallout 4. I haven't really dipped into Fallout 4 in a few years.
Yeah.
Is very good.
Yeah, I dipped into New Vegas for a little while.
Nice.
I'll get back around to it.
New Vegas version. New Vegas is the best.
But yeah, we'll see coming up. We'll see Crimson Desert. I said, I plan on getting that one on PC because I just want to throw everything at
really
it and
good.
I want to get lost in it. I want to, rot and play some Crimson Desert. Apparently, yeah, I think it's called the Black Space Engine or Black Rock Engine or whatever it's called. I heard it's incredibly well optimized. It looks great. And the gameplay mechanics, I saw people, influencers and like Jake Baldino, I think he played it, or maybe I'm thinking of Luke Stevens, but where there's cool like Breath of the Wild type of things you can do with your the mechanics of the game. Like you have your grapple hook thing, but you can use it to slingshot yourself across the map if you pull a tree back.
Oh,
like
cool.
a skinny tree back or etc. And
cool.
Obviously climb, and you can, you could get really creative and fun with it. And I've also heard people say it feels and plays like Red Dead Redemption 2 to an extent, which cool.
Yeah.
But it also is like Breath of the Wild, and you have climbing mechanics. You climb anything, and you have your stamina circle like Breath of the Wild. But then it's also got interactivity of like Red Dead Redemption 2 and like mounts, and like you have different like you get to mount little dragons, obviously horses, mechs. I don't know if the mech is considered a mount or how that works, but there's mechs in the game because the dwarves or whatever race in the game just have mechs, which honestly you could make that fly in Elder Scrolls, just dwarven mechs. I would love to see something like that.
The dwarves had the Centurions.
Well, they did, yeah, automatrons.
Yeah, you could absolutely do mechs. A big part of the Elder Scrolls lore is the Numidium, which is a giant mech.
Literally
basically,
a mech.
It's a god mech.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's one of my favorite. Yeah. Well, then Talos use it.
Yeah,
Tiber Septim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally it's literally a god mech.
Before he achieved Kim and became Talos.
Yeah.
Or he mounted him, or he was always him. Is he one of the ones that was like he just is Talos? Tiber Septim and Talos, same thing, or is it a mounting situation?
They only
this is a pre-existing god.
The only thing we know is that Talos is a real god because in the games you can get a blessing from Talos.
Yeah.
Everything else is either presented as speculation by people in the universe,
like romanticizing.
Yeah. Or it's the Michael Kirkbride stuff, which Michael Kirkbride, he was pretty instrumental in creating a lot of Elder Scrolls lore. The stuff he wrote on the side is not strictly canon.
Yeah.
As much as Elder Scrolls fans like to treat it like it's gospel, it's not strictly canon.
Well, like Pelennor White Streak that appears in the future.
Yeah, it's all really fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
Very batshit crazy, like
like the
weird
Khajiits like have they. It ends up becoming like the future space opera version of Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, there's a lot of
cool.
that stuff that yeah, it's we can do another Elder Scrolls episode at some point. Dig into
just on the Michael Kirkbride stuff,
weird shit.
Yeah, or Morrowind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe after we finish Dark Souls, I'll make you play Morrowind as I backseat game you.
Ooh. That'd be a good one. Where I'm just hitting an enemy and missing and missing and missing and missing.
Yeah.
The
combat's rough.
And I do own it. I own Morrowind.
Yeah. And I will throw out, despite what Morrowind fans will have you think, the combat has always been rough in Morrowind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll hear people be like, "Oh, it hasn't aged well, but it was great when it." No, if you look back at reviews when it came out, people were saying, "Yeah, the combat's pretty fucking rough."
Yeah.
But
anyway, we should probably wrap this up.
Probably. Gotta go to sleep or something like that.
Yeah, we have to go to sleep and continue existing.
Yeah. Go to work
or something like that. Yeah, the whole cycle. Sleep, wake up,
make sure I plug
go
in
to
my
work,
phone this morning,
go home
tonight, and it actually charges. It did not charge last night.
Go home, entertain ourselves for a bit, or just go straight to sleep. So that's an option as well.
Sometimes I do that.
And rinse and repeat until we die. Okay. Yeah. So on that note, wish you all a great week, and we will see you soon. And yeah. Oh, and Dark Souls. We do Dark Souls.
Check out our Twitch.
So check that out at Twitch.
Streaming. Odd Drunk
Gaming. Yeah, it's in the description.
It's cool. It's fun. We're doing that more than podcast.
Well, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, though. We enjoy it.
Well, I mean, we're talking while playing a game, so I mean,
it's kind of a podcast.
Think of it as a Dark Souls commentary.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
Speaking of commentary, I like your Superman shirt, and I've been wanting to do a Superman commentary for a while.
We should.
So,
we should watch the OG.
Yes.
George Reeves.
Brandon Ralph. Oh, sorry. Anyway,
different places there.
Yep.
No.
Well,
we should watch the GOAT, Christopher
Reeves.
Yes. He's the best.
Well, it's Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, Reeve.
And George Reeves.
Yes.
Not related.
Not related at all.
But played Superman.
No.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Yep.
We went the whole episode without any of those.
Well, I have less of them. I guess I'm not paying for it. The server abuse, which I thought I already did that, and I'm paying for Nitro. So where is... Anyway.
I don't know.
I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
Wait, boost perks. Wait, here. Unlock with boosting. Boost the server. Do I boost points?
I
do. I guess I just haven't. I didn't do it.
That's stupid that you even have to.
Yep.
Discord.
I'm surprised I haven't had to do age verification.
Discord is...
I swear, anything that's going to ask for my picture or ID online, that's a hard no.
I really don't. Yeah. I've had to do it a couple times, but
I'm not.
The times I've had to do it was like tax off,
you've had to do it, huh?
Like, yeah,
a couple times, huh?
But like, but the
taxes and what else?
Tax softwares and shit. So like, I'm like, I kind of have some leniency there, where I'm like, okay, I guess that's okay. But
yeah.
if fucking Discord asks for my
But
ID,
yeah,
I'm gonna be
data
like,
leak's gonna happen anyways.
I'm gonna be
Like,
like,
you know,
no.
you're gonna take your selfie or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, look at this jackass and this data leak." Now we have all your information. We have your social, your bank accounts.
There's
we have
always
everything.
data leaks going out. There.
Exactly. So, yeah, don't need that.
Just-
Anyway,
yeah.
on that note, another another hopeful note. That's it.
That's it.
And okay, and also topic episodes will be back.
Yes.
But this was a topic episode.
Yeah, we talked about Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games.
And mostly just video games.
Yeah. So, and other things. Corey Feldman got mentioned somehow.
Corey
so,
Feldman.
you know, that was a topic.
World Baseball
It-
Classic.
I would say there was many topics,
Yeah.
you know.
Among them was
got a
Corey
lot.
Feldman.
Among them, yes. Yeah, and on that note, wait.
On the Corey Feldman note.
You know it. Oh. Corey Feldman, don't copyright strike us.
Is that Corey Feldman? It's not bad. I guess.
Yeah. Well, just check it out. You might change your mind there. All right.
Just from that snippet, I'm like, it's okay.
On those notes. Well, I don't think you actually heard us singing. Just listen to the real thing. Anyways, that's it.
Alrighty.
Hasta la vista.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The Odd Drunk Podcast recommends you follow their Instagram and join their Facebook group for more fun content. To visit all of our current streaming and social media platforms, visit the link tree in the description. If you enjoy the show, we would be appreciated it if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The Odd Drunk Podcast would like to remind you to drink responsibly and not to drink and drive.